business.
House Bill 5, page 1, Office of Administration. The Commissioner's Office. Go with the House. Close.
Okay, page 2 is Office of Equal Opportunity.
House close.
Page 3 is the Prescription Drug Program.
House and close.
Page 4 is the America 255 Commission.
House and close.
And then a new decision item.
437,162. House close.
Okay. Page 5 is the Electronic Monitoring Pilot.
House and close.
Yeah, this was transferred to House Bill 9.
Yeah, probably corrections, I believe.
Yep. Page 6 is the Division of Accounting. Core.
Let's go and do a core cut of 4,676,835 PS and 8,409,993 E&E for a total of 13,086,828.
Okay.
Dana?
And then we have a new decision item in the middle of that page for accounting restoration.
Yep. Governor on that.
And then movers post-implementation staffing.
Go with the House on that at 0.
Okay. Page 8, we have the Division of Budget and Planning.
House.
Okay, new decision item for the data subscriptions.
Oh, I'm sorry. Gov on the core on that, Dana.
Okay.
At the top of page 8, and then House on the data subscriptions.
Okay.
Sorry.
And then there's one more new decision item for the
Salary adjustment.
Mhm.
Yep. Maybe I should have mentioned that. When we we'll go with the House on that, but I'll do a quick announcement on that. If you guys remember, the committee remembers, the governor made pay raises for his directors kind of across the board. I mean, they weren't all even, but I mean he made increases, I believe, to every director's salary, and so I believe this is probably one of them. And when we get to House Bill 12, you'll see an adjustment on our folks in the Senate as well as the ones in the House. Because in my opinion, if the administration's going to invest in his top brass, I think we probably should too. So we kind of tried to make the same corresponding increases. So that's what that House position of 35,000 director salary adjustment is on page 8 in OA. All right, thanks, Dana.
Yep. Page 10 was moved to the operating core, so we can go
So
on.
House. Yep.
Page 11 is the IT core.
House on the core.
Okay, new decision item for the citizen portal maintenance.
Yeah, go with the House. They move that to a different section.
Yep, and the key management
Same
system.
down at the bottom of 11. Go with the House. Move to a different section.
Okay, page 14 is the statewide customer service.
Go with the House.
And then a core for the statewide customer service.
Senate position is 0.
Okay.
And 15.
Page 15 is the citizen portal.
Go with the House here. Then we've got an NDI underneath that. Data lake for the citizens portal for $1 million. And close on that.
Page 16 is the key management system.
House and close.
Page 17 is the department-specific IT.
So really we've got the House on all the cores for IT through page 41. Is that not right, Dana?
Yep, we just have some new decision items to hit. So
Okay.
there's the first one's on page 17 for DESI formulary,
Yeah,
right?
go with the House there
Okay,
and remove the one time.
okay. Page 19 is the famous upgrade.
Yeah, again, that's middle of the page. Committee, go with the House and remove the one time.
Next will be on page 26. That's the DNR
Yep.
system.
Again, House, and let's remove the one-time designation.
Page 30 will be DCI's
Just
new.
House,
Okay.
and close on that.
Page 32.
Go with the House and remove the one-time.
And page 34, there are two new
So
decision
on the nurse
items.
call, let's go with the House, and then right below that, you've got the health records system. Go with the House and remove the one-time designation there also. 37 is where I am.
Yep,
Yeah.
page 37.
Got an NDI and a governor's amendment for $10 million DOC electronic health records
Okay, page
on 37. And close on that. Thanks, Dan.
39 is just pay plans. Page 4, oh, yeah, this is where we can go to page 42.
42.
The telecommunications revolving fund.
House, close on that.
Page 43 is e-procurement.
Procurement, House and close.
Page 44 is the SAM2 replacement.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and zero that out with the Senate position. And then I've got an NDI, $4 million implementation on the ServiceNow platform for citizen engagement. It would be section 5.046. Perfect.
Page 45 is the ERP cost
Close on
allocation
that.
transfer.
Zero that out. Senate position 0.
Page 46 is the division of personnel.
House and close on the top of 46. You got pay plan mileage.
Yep, page 47 is the Center of Operation Excellence.
House and close.
Page 48 is the Employee Referral Program.
House and close.
Page 49 is analytical
data. House and
sorry.
close.
Page 50 is Rewards and Recognition.
House and close.
Page 51 is Employee Suggestion Award.
House and close.
52 is the Division of Purchasing.
House and close.
Page 54 is the Bid and Performance Bond refunds.
House and close.
Page 55 are the mansion donations.
House and close.
And then a new
there'd be
decision.
Authority underneath that. House and close on that also.
Okay, page
56.
Yep, Asset Management Core.
House and close on the core.
Then we have a new decision item for
Increased
DSS
space.
increased space.
Yep. House and close.
In the middle of page 56, we have a new decision item for a state warehouse.
Go with the governor on that.
At the bottom of that page, we have
Forensic campus,
forensic
house,
campus.
and close.
And then an
fleet
OA
management.
garage new decision item.
House and close.
Okay, the top of page 57.
House and close on
The Missouri Highway Patrol.
Highway Patrol.
And then the
We've
Higginsville
got a Higginsville facility. Go with the house on that.
And then the DSS relocation.
Relocation. House and close
Okay.
on that. All right, I'm on page 58.
58 is the
Dana?
State Capitol Commission.
Yep, 25,000. Everybody's the same. Go with the house and close.
Page 59 is Facilities Management.
House and close.
Page 60 is no longer needed. Page 61 is the Division of
House
General
and close on
Services.
60. 61. House and close.
Page 63 is the surplus property.
House and close on that.
Page 64 is fixed price vehicles.
House and close.
Page 65 is
Recycling,
surplus.
House and close.
Page 66 is
Surplus
surplus
property.
transfer.
House and close.
Page 68 is the property preservation transfer.
So I got a transfer on 67, Dana, at
Oh,
$3
did I
million.
miss
You're all
that
right.
one? Yeah,
House
new
and close on the
decision. Yep.
transfer,
Sorry about that.
and the other transfer, built house and close on 67. 68.
Yes. Is also a transfer.
Yep. 25-minute house and close on that.
Page 69 is the state property payments.
House and close.
Page 70 is rebillable expenses.
House and close on
And
the
then-
core.
A new decision item for that. Authority.
Govern the house for the same, go with the house and close.
Okay. Page 71 is the legal expense fund transfer.
Transfer, go with the house, and I've got an NDI here to add 10 million GR. And close on that.
Page 72 is the OA legal expense fund transfer.
House and close.
Page 73 is legal expense fund.
House and close.
Page 74 is the Administrative Hearing Commission.
House and close on that.
Page 76 is Office of Child Advocate Corps.
Just zero out this page. And close on that.
Okay. Page 78 is the Regional Collective Impact Hubs.
House and close on that.
Page 79 is the
Healthcare
Children's Trust
plan,
Fund.
Yep. House and close.
Page 80 is the Community-Based Grants.
House and close.
Page 81 is the Children's Trust Fund Core.
House and close on the core.
A new decision item for the lieu of
Yep.
services.
1.145. House and close.
And then an authority increase.
Yep. House and close on the 50,000.
Page
Authority.
83 is the Children's Trust Fund Program
Program. House and
distribution.
close on the program.
Page 84 is the infrastructure grants are no longer
House
needed.
and close.
Page 85 is Child Care Exchange Corps.
House and close on the 5.
Okay, page 86 is home visiting.
Home visiting. House and close on that, and I've got an NDI to increase this core 138,575 GR for the PS line at 1.5 FTE, and the same 138,575 federal PS for 1.5 FTE, bringing a total of 277,150 for 3 FTE on that, page 86, and close it.
Okay, page 87 is the Governor's Council on Disability.
House and close.
Page 88 is
Risk
MOPERM,
management, house and close.
and an authority for that, additional.
Yep,
authority.
60,000, house and close.
89 is the Missouri Ethics Commission.
House and close on that.
Page 90 is the Board of Public Buildings.
House and close on that.
Page 91 is the House Bill 5 debt.
House and close on the debt.
Page 92 are lease purchases, core.
The core, go with the House.
And then there's a new decision
we'll
item
zero
for-
that out. It's not needed, since I think the payment made is, what,
Yep.
14
Yeah, yep.
supplemental,
It was
right?
in supplemental.
Yep, a lot of head nodding. Thank you.
Page 93 is the Historical Society project.
House and close.
Page 94 is the Fulton State Hospital bond transfer.
House and close on Fulton.
Page 95 is the bonding for that hospital.
Yep, House and close.
Page 96 is no longer needed.
House and close.
Page 97 is the State Fair bond debt service.
Gov on that one, and close.
Page 98 is debt management.
House and close.
Page 99 is a one-time appropriation that was moved to CI.
Got it. Go with the House on that. Close. Page
Page
100.
Page 100 is the Edward Jones
Jones
Dome. It was a
Dome.
one-time
Right,
appropriation.
House and close.
Page 101, it was also a one-time
Right,
appropriation.
House and close.
Page 102 is Bartle Hall.
House and close.
Page 103 is the Jackson County
Yep,
Sports
House and
Authority.
close.
Page 104 is FIFA, core.
Go with the House on the core.
And then there's a new decision
Yeah, the
item.
World Cup underneath there. Senate position at 20 million. And close. 105.
Page 105 is the I-70 transfer.
House and close.
Page 106 was the one-time for the I-44.
Yep, House and close on that.
Page 107 is the I-44
Transfer.
transfer.
House, close.
Page 108 is Sheriff Association core.
All right, go with the House on the core.
And then the new decision item
And
to
then the
put.
new decision item, go with the House on that, 2 million, and close.
Page 109 is cash management core.
House and close.
And then authority increase for that.
So House and close.
Page 110 is the GR transfer to the Budget Stabilization Fund.
House and close.
Page 111 is 9 entitlement municipal districts.
Districts. House and close on that.
Page
Cash flow
112,
loans.
that budget reserve.
Yep,
loan
House
transfer.
and close.
113 is the budget reserve payback transfer.
House and close.
114 is the interest payment.
House and close.
115 is
That's
the
a
budget
required
reserve transfer. Yep.
31,858, yeah, House and close.
116 is our fund corrections.
House, close.
117 is for central services cost
House and
allocation.
close. Statewide dues, House and
18.
close.
Yep. 119 is
Flood
refunds.
control.
Yep.
House and close.
And then page 121 are prosecutions for capital cases to
So we
counties.
got National Forest on page
Oh.
120. Sorry, Dana. Go with, everybody's the same on that. House and close,
Yep.
6.5 million. 121,
Yeah, that's the
13 for,
prosecutions.
yeah, prosecute cap. Go with the House on that. On the
And then a
core,
new decision item to increase that authority.
30,000. House and close on that.
Page 122 is aid to regional planning
Planning
commissions.
commissions. House and close.
And 123 is the elected officials transition costs no longer needed.
All right, zeroed out, House and close.
And then the second book for House Bill 5 is the state employee fringe benefits.
Yep.
There were no changes from Gov to House on the entire book.
Yeah, and the only joke associated with this, so we can take the House position on this entire book, but the sad part is it's either the smallest or the second smallest book out of the whole stack of them. So I wish Dana would have picked a larger one that we could have just said House position on this whole fringe benefits, but here we are. So thank you, Dana. Yep, House position on that second book. All right, before we jump into House Bill 6, for the members of the committee, you are all invited up to swing through my office. We've got lunch for everybody. So we'll take a few minutes here and go grab something to eat, and then we'll come back in 30 minutes, 45 minutes, something like that. All right, thank you. Appropriations Committee back to order. A couple of quick announcements. Hillary has told me that anybody who's looking for copies of the bills, there's a few up here on the corner, but there's also some more back here in the corner, and my apologies for the delay on getting back to House Bill 6, but our accounting software downstairs, or the movers system, is currently offline and just has a nice 404 error message. And so I'm not, right now I'm not sympathetic to the cause, I'll be honest with you, and it's quite frankly putting our staff in a pretty tough situation considering that we got these bills from the House all of 8 days ago, if anyone's keeping track of the calendar. And now we're in here marking them all up. So we'll try to get through the next few bills and see how we're going and see how that software, if it comes back online or not. But with that, Adam, I guess let's get started on
Mr. Chair.
House Bill 6. Hang on just a second, Adam. Senator Washington.
Can I take a point of personal privilege real quick
Sure.
here?
I didn't know we did that in committee, but you know.
I know, but this is special. Want to welcome the women. You wouldn't do that to me. I want to welcome the women of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. They're here for their advocacy day here. They don't wear the same colors that I do, but we are all part of the Divine Nine Panhellenic Council. So I invited them to come watch you because I said you're the best chair in the entire building, like forever.
No, she's you're the vice chair still, right? All right. Senator, thanks. And
he will be the best chair in 2 years.
All right. With that, Adam, let's get started on House Bill 6. Department of Ag.
So page 1 would be the Office of Director, no core changes.
Yep, House and close.
A new decision item, House and Governor were the same.
Yep, House and close.
Bottom of page 1 was not recommended.
House and close.
Top of page 2 is one of those director adjustments that you
Right.
spoke about earlier.
House and close.
And then the rest are pay plan. Page 4 is the vet student loan transfer, no changes.
House and close.
Page 5 is the payment for the vet student loan
House and
program.
close.
Page 6, the Governor and the House were the same on the core.
Let's go with the House on the core. Let's do a Senate position and add one FTE there in the middle on a market reporter of 86,395. So Senate position 86,395, one FTE, and close on page 6.
Okay,
Go ahead,
then we
Adam.
flip through page 7.
Yeah, I've got a couple of other NDIs here. $500,000 food insecurity in urban areas, $100,000 food insecurity in rural areas, $50,000 Global One urban farming, and $1.183 million for the wine tax. If folks remember, this is when the bill was voted out of this committee dealing with a reallocation of a tax that's already collected. It's not a new tax. We're just making sure that the Department of Agriculture, if that legislation were to pass, we're making sure that the Department of Agriculture is made whole. It was a commitment that I gave to the director whenever we were talking about that legislation. So that's more or less a placeholder for Senate Bill 753 in the event that that does go into effect. It wouldn't be any sort of a core cut for our folks at the Department of Ag. And Senator Washington again.
Yes, I know you don't like to do this, but I do want to note that the food insecurity grant is not one time. It was mislabeled last year.
Yes, that's correct. It was.
Okay.
Yeah, we've got it as an ongoing.
Okay,
Yes.
good,
Yep.
because people need their food.
No problem, Senator. I'm on page
8
8.
is the placeholder for the
The-
abattoir.
Abattoir, go with the House and close.
Page 9 is a new decision item added by the House.
Let's go with the House on that, and then I've got an NDI down here, $4 million for the soybean nematode laboratory, and close on that one. 10,
Page 10 is not needed.
Meat
That was
lab.
moved.
House and close.
Page 11 is a new section added by the House for dairy grants.
Yeah, we've got new section Senate language, $1 million on the dairy grants, $1 million on the beef grants also on page 11, and close on that.
Page 12 is a new decision item added by the House.
Yeah, we're going back to Gov on that.
Page 13 is Missouri Grown, no core changes.
House and close.
Page 14 is the Wine and Grape Board, no
House
changes.
and close on that core.
And through page 15.
15, then I've got an NDI here for the Wine and Grape Board, $500,000 on the programming, and then again, the $1.182 million per Senate Bill 753 in the event that that does pass. And close on that.
Page 16, no core changes
On the Ag, Small Business Development.
And then there's a new decision
House
item.
and close.
added by the Governor and the House.
Gov and the House are the same on Lincoln University, FFA. Go with the House and close.
Page 17, no changes.
No change on that. House and close on 17.
18, no changes.
House and close.
19, no changes.
Livestock feed crop, house and close.
20, no changes. 21, no
22,
changes.
you skipped 22, I think. House and
Yep.
close. I'm on 23, Ag Development Fund Programming.
No changes on the core.
House and close there. Pay plan,
24 is no changes, dairy revitalization.
revitalization on that. House and close.
25, House and the governor were the same on the core.
Animal Health Administration Core, house and close.
Middle of the page is a one-time GR reduction. Governor and House.
Government
same.
House are the same. Go with the house on that.
And then a core increase
Of
at the bottom.
$185,000. Government House are the same. Go with the house on that. 27.
Top
6.
page 26 was not recommended.
Yep. House and close on that.
The middle of the page, disease control specialist, they were the same.
Yep. House and close.
Another new decision item for the inspection team.
And house and close on that.
And 27 is additional federal authority. Gov and the House were the same.
About 900,000. House and close.
And we go to page 29. This is not needed in House Bill 6.
Got it. House and close.
Page 30, again, this was a one-time not needed.
House and close.
Page 31 is indemnity
House and
payments.
close on the 10 grand.
32 is grain regulatory services, no changes.
House and close on the core.
And we go to page 33, no changes.
Merchandising admin.
On the core.
House and go over the same. House and
Page
close.
34, grain inspection services, no core changes.
House and close on the core.
There's a new decision item for GIS
Yep.
core increase.
Going with the governor on that, 75,000 on that GIS. And close on 34. 35.
5 is commodity merchandising program, no core
Everybody's the
changes.
same. House and close.
Page 36, plant industries, no changes.
House and close on that one.
Page 38, invasive pest control program, no changes.
House and close there.
39, boll weevil eradication, no core
Yep.
changes.
House and close.
Page 40 is
Fertilizer
a
control board.
new Okay, I got you. Sorry.
No, I think that was
45.
house on the core,
Yes.
pay plan, mileage,
got
it's
it.
all the same.
45 was house.
45, 150 on
46.
that.
They
We
were
did
the
the house
same.
on that. Now we're at 46, top of 46, state fair admin, core, go with the house. Spending authority, go back to the governor at 300,000. And then maintenance and grounds team, go with the house. Everybody's the same on those two. All right,
48, cash startup for state fair. No changes.
house and close.
49, fair equipment replacement, no changes.
House and close.
40 is the state milk board,
go
no
with the house and
core.
close on that. Pay plan, mileage.
And legal expense fund on 52.
House and close on the dollar. Thank you, Adam.
Next in 6 would be Department of Natural Resources. Page 1 is Department Operation. Governor and the House were the same on the core.
House and close on the core.
New decision item for the Missouri River
Coordinator,
Coordinator.
go back to the governor on that, please, Adam.
Another director salary increase.
Yep, we talked about those earlier. House and close.
Okay.
Page 3, I got an NDI here, 4 million, permitting application with the citizen platform. And close on that.
Page 4 is
4.
environmental quality. Governor and the House were the same on the
Everybody's
core.
Same, go with the house on the core. Pay plan, mileage.
Page 6, water protection program. Governor and the House were the same on the core.
House and close.
New decision item, they both recommended.
House and close.
Page 8, air pollution control program. There was
House and close.
and the new decision item.
And anhydrous, go with the house. And close on that. They're the
Page
same as the
11,
gov.
environmental radiation program. No core
Everybody's the
changes.
same. House and close on 11.
Page 13, waste management program. No core
House
changes.
and close on that.
Page 15, regional offices. No core
House
changes.
and close.
Page 17, environmental services program. No changes on the core.
House and close on the core.
New decision item. They were the same.
Yep, everybody's the same. House and close there.
Page 20 is Financial Assistance Center, no core changes.
House and close on the core. Pay
Page
plan, mileage.
22, Technical Assistance Grants, no core changes.
House and close.
Page 23 is
Cracker
an
water
item.
infrastructure, back with the governor on this one.
24
Close.
was added by the House.
Go with Gov on that. Governor
25,
on the Greenfield utility upgrade. Brings us
26,
to 26.
Water
No core
infrastructure.
changes.
They did have a
Oh,
core
yeah.
change. They did some accounting changes here and moved some of this to House Bill 17.
Yeah.
My understanding is the department is okay with this.
Got it. Okay. House and close on the core.
And on the new decision item. They were,
And house on that.
and then top of page 27 is the new decision item that picked up the change that the House did.
Yep. Go ahead and do that. There's house and close on the top of 27. Then I've got a couple of NDIs here. We've got Republic Water Improvements at 25 million, the Ashland Water Expansion System at 11 million, Boone County Stormwater Upgrades at 500,000, and also the City of Rocheport Flood Wall Repair and Development at 400,000. And close on those.
28, not needed.
House and close.
29 is
Hang
not
on one
needed.
second, Adam.
Yes.
We're good.
29,
Yep.
not needed.
House and close.
30 was added by the House.
Yep. Go back to the governor.
30,
And close that.
31, top of the page is not needed.
House and close. Got a couple of NDIs here. Clarence Nursing Home sewer upgrades at $1 million. We've got New Bloomfield sewer project at $3 million. The City of Harrisburg at $1 million. The Malden Sewer District at $4.2 million, and the City of Blue Springs at $12 million. And close on those. 32.
Added by the House.
Ratings mill. Go with the governor. And close.
33 was added by the House.
Go with the governor and close.
34, water quality studies, no core changes.
House and close.
35 is not needed.
Monitoring. House and close.
36 is a new item added by the House.
Governor and close.
37, CAFO closures,
House
no
and close.
changes. 38, air pollution
Air
control
pollution control
program.
grants. House and close.
39 is GR transfer to the Hazard Waste Fund, no core changes.
House and close there.
Same on the
Superfund
new.
obligations transfer. House and close on the next one.
40,
40.
GR transfer to the radioactive waste.
Yep. House and close.
41, no core changes.
House and close.
42, no core
Same. House and
changes.
close.
43, no core changes.
House and close.
44, no changes.
House and close.
45
Petroleum. House and
is
close
no
on 45.
changes. 46, geological survey operations, no core
core.
changes.
House and close. Got a critical
Notice-
minerals. On the next line. Gov and the House are the same. Go with the House. And pay plan. 49 is
49.
where I'm at.
Yes, not
Strategic
needed.
mining.
Not needed.
Nobody recommended it. House and close.
50, no core changes.
Reclamation, Gov, and the House are the same at 200. Go with the House.
51 is no core
Multi-water
changes.
transfer, House and close.
52, no core changes.
House and close.
New
We got
decision item were the same.
a risk study there. Go with the House and close. Flood resiliency
53,
transfer.
not needed.
House and close.
54 was again a one-time.
House and close.
55, no core
Yep,
changes.
House and close. 46
56,
oil and
no
gas
changes.
wells. House and close. Everybody's-
57, no changes.
I'm on 57. Abandoned oil and gas wells.
No changes.
Is that where you're at?
Yes.
Just making sure everybody's there. Everybody's good. House and close. You're good, Carl and I.
58, soil and water conservation, no changes.
Yep, house and close on 58, 59.
It was a one-time.
No-till drill on that. Yep, that was a one-time. House
60
and
is the
close.
GR transfer for the Clarence
House
Cannon
and
Dam.
close.
61 is the payment
The
for
payment
that.
for the same. House and close.
62,
Energy division. House and close on the core.
yes. Moving to page 64.
Municipal utility
No changes.
transfer. Everybody's the same. House and close on 64, 65.
Energy efficient
Go
services.
back to governor on that. And close.
66 was added by the
The
House.
energy generation infrastructure. Back to governor on that.
67 was added by
Same.
the
Go with
House.
the governor on that.
68.
S&T nuclear reactor. Go with the governor on that.
69.
Tax credits, go with the House on that. Everybody's the same. And I got a new section here, NDI, $400,000 wildfire mitigation grants in cooperatives with the co-ops. Let's do that, $400,000. And close on 69. 70, State Parks Operation,
Operation.
core, no changes.
Middle of the page is
House
fencing.
and close. Oh, Rock Island Trail fencing. Go with the house and close.
Okay, bottom of the 70, top 71 is radio
Equipment
equipment.
replacement, house and close.
Then we go to page 73. This
So-
is State Park PSD.
Yep, house and close there. And I've got an NDI here at 150,000 for the Bruce R. Watkins Center for planning purposes, I believe. 73, Senator. Yep, and close on that. Good. Good. 74.
I'm
Donald
sorry,
County
Mr.
State.
Chair, I seem to be
Senator.
the only one asking questions. But
Senator.
when my boss looks at me funny, this 150 will bring the total to 285, correct, for Bruce R. Watkins? Okay, just, well, he was looking at me funny, so,
He just wanted to make sure that you knew we were taking care of it. We got you.
thank you.
All right, I'm on 74 on a park in McDonald County. Looks like a governor position on that. On both of those, governor on that. So, I'm on 75.
Yes, that was one time then moved.
Okay, house and close.
76.
Park ranger salary increase. House and close.
77, historic
Historic
preservation.
preservation, house and close.
79, historic preservation grants. No
House
changes.
and close, everybody's the same.
80 is the GR transfer.
Same, house and close. Restoration, house and close.
82, no changes.
The revolving fund, everybody's the same, house and close.
83, refunds, no
house and
changes.
close.
84, sales tax reimbursement, no changes.
GR, house and close.
85, cost allocation.
Everyone's the same, house and close.
86, another cost allocation.
House and close.
87 is another cost allocation.
House and
And
close.
88,
House and close.
89 is EIERA,
Yep.
no
House
changes.
and close.
90 is agency-wide tank board.
Tank board, core, house and close, pay plan, mileage. Then
91
we got
is
the petroleum storage tank infrastructure, house and close, and then the PISTIF refund increase of 10,000. Got in the house the same, go with house. And the legal expense fund, even though their director is an attorney, house and close.
conservation is the last department in House Bill 6, and yeah, it might be the smallest book you guys do.
Yep.
On the page 1, the habitat management, they were same on the core,
Yep. Go with the house on core.
and the commission approved new DI. They changed,
Go with the governor on that.
and then everything else was the same
Yep.
in the book.
So house throughout.
Yes.
Thank you, Adam. We're done with 6. let's get started on House Bill
7.
7.
We're going to start with economic development. On
Yep.
page 1, we have their regional engagement core.
Yep, Governor,
And
Close.
following that is an NDI for fund switch.
fund switch, Governor, close.
The rest of that is pay plan and mileage.
Yep, I got a new section on, you can call it the bottom of page 2, section 706, the MM corridor $10 million project. And close on that. 3,
Page 3, International Trade Investment Office, no changes.
house and close,
Page 4, Business Recruitment and Marketing, no changes.
house and close,
Page 5, Delta Regional Authority, no changes.
house and close,
Page 6, Business and Community Solutions.
house, close.
And then there's an NDI not recommended.
All right, go with the house on that. Please
Towards the
close
bottom
your
of the
eyes.
page is another
$1 million.
NDI.
Yep, house and close on that. And I've got 3 new NDIs here for youth apprenticeship, St. Louis Community College, $100,000 for GR ongoing. NDI for the Prospect Business Association, $100,000 GR. The Park Central Development, also $250,000. And then another new section, 7016. The Kinlock demolition, there's a bunch of abandoned properties up there. We're going to help them out, about $4 million GR. Sarah?
Got it.
And close on those. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, I'm sorry, I didn't hear, what
Senator
was that
Washington?
first one you said? Did you say,
Senator Washington, the very first one I said was the youth apprenticeship with St. Louis Community College for $100,000. The second one is probably the one that you're interested in, which is the
no, I got
Prospect
Senator Roberts' list too, so that's why I was asking.
Business
Business.
Association at
I
$100,000.
heard that one, okay, thank you.
Yeah. Technically at the bottom of page 7. All right, that'll close page 7. I'm on 8, Sarah.
Page 8, EDAF refunds, no changes.
House and close.
Page 9, tourism infrastructure, no changes to the core.
Let's do the house on the core, and then I got a couple of new NDIs here, so they're all going to be under the same section, 7020 for Missouri Valley Youth Services, $6.5 million GR, the Athletic and Sports Training Facility in Jefferson City at $1 million, the Springfield Regional Convention Center at $30 million Capital Preservation Fund, Sports Park in Boone County at $12 million, the Great Rivers Greenway at $5 million, Stronger Together Foundation $250,000 GR, Outdoor Arena in Forest Park in St. Louis at $500,000, the Gateway Arch Programming at $500,000, in the Urban League Metro St. Louis at $1 million GR. And close on those.
Page 10 is Casey current soccer campus. This is no longer needed.
All right, done with that. House and close.
Page 11, Springfield Ballpark, also no longer needed.
House and close.
Page 12, South Loop Park Project, also no
House and
longer
close.
needed. Page 13 is the MoTech investment transfer
House in
core,
position at 0. And
followed by an
close.
NDI.
Page.
Page 13, there's an NDI for the
Middle of
MoTech
the page.
transfer increase. Yep,
So, go center position 0.
got it. Page 14, MTC core RAM.
Right, so that'll be Senate position at 0, and then I've got a handful of NDIs here. We got Launch KC at $350,000. We got the Keystone Innovation District at $5 million. We got the St. Louis City Manufacturing Innovation at $3.75 million, and the Innovate SOMO at $4 million, and the Future Leaders Outreach Network at $1 million GR. Sarah, and close on 14. 15.
On the
I'm
middle
at
of page 15, there's an NDI for an increase.
Yeah.
Would you like to take a Senate position of 0 as well?
Yes. You're on page 14.
14, yes. Okay,
Yep. Senate position 0, 14. Those new NDIs, and now I'm on 15, the Cortex, Missouri.
correct. That
Go with
page
the
is no
House
longer
on that.
needed.
Yep.
Page 16 is demo minerals and batteries, no longer needed.
House and close.
17 is the chips.
Chips, house and close.
Followed by an NDI for the semiconductor.
Also house and close.
Page
Pharmaceutical
18,
ingredients, house and
API.
close.
Page 19, semiconductor reshoring.
House and close.
Page 20 is the Provolis project, added by the
Let's
House.
Go with the house and close on that one.
Page 21 is Missouri Veterans Grant Program, added by the House.
House and close there.
Page 22, Small Business Credit Initiative.
House and close on that.
Page 23 is the Disaster Recovery Program.
House and close there.
Page 24, Federal Stimulus Program.
House and close.
Page 25 is the CDBG Program.
House and close.
Page 26, Northeast Missouri Regional Planning Commission.
House and close on the core and a couple of NDIs, the Hannibal Regional Economic Development Council at $1.5 million, and the Boot Hill Regional Planning Commission at $900,000. And close on those.
Page 7 is the Main Street Program Transfer Core.
Go with the House on the core.
followed by an NDI.
Senate at 1.7. We'll do a Senate position 1.7 million, Sarah. And close there.
Page 28, Main Street Program Core,
Core, go with the House.
followed by an NDI for the authority,
Yep, go back with the governor on the authority.
and then another NDI for an increase.
Right, so Senate fund switch to the Missouri Main Street Program Fund.
Got it.
And close on 28. 29.
Page 29 is
TIF
the TIF
transfer.
program
Yep.
transfer.
House and close.
Page 30 is the TIF program.
House and close.
Page 31 is the downtown development transfer.
House and close.
Page 32 is Missouri Community Service Commission.
House and close there.
Page 33 is
Modessa.
Modessa.
House and close.
Page 34 is
Downtown
downtown
revitalization, preservation, house and close. Downtown
Page
revitalization,
35 is-
preservation, house and close on 35. 36.
Missouri Community Service Commission,
House and close.
followed by
Women
pay
in
plan and
trade.
mileage. Page 37, Women in Trades.
House and close there. We got an
Page
upskill
38 is
credentialing
the
transfer.
upskill.
House on the core. House on the credentialing GR transfer, and then that's moved to 7125, right?
Mhm.
Okey dokey.
Page 39 is no longer needed.
House and close.
Page 40 is Missouri One Start Core,
House and close.
followed by pay plan and
Pay plan
mileage.
and
Page
mileage.
41 is the Smart
Manufacturing
Manufacturing
Tech,
Tech, no longer needed.
House and close.
Page 42, Missouri One Start Community College Training.
House close.
Page 43, statewide planning ARPA, no longer needed.
House and close.
Page
Job
44, Missouri
development.
One Start Job Development.
House and close.
Page 45, the upskill credential training
Well, we're going to do
core.
the House on the core, the department request on the upskill credentialing program there, 3 million in the middle of the page at 45. So department on the middle of the page and close. Next one's 46.
46, military advocate.
House and close.
Page 47, strategy and performance,
House on the core, close.
followed by an NDI not recommended,
Yep, house and close.
followed by pay plan and mileage. Page 49 is tourism ARPA, no longer needed.
House and close.
Page 50 is the rural broadband grant.
House and close.
Page 51 is the military advocate.
House and close.
Page 52 is
Riverside
no longer
Amphitheater,
needed.
House and close.
Page 53, military reinvestment grants.
House and close.
Page 54 is the tourism transfer core,
House and close.
followed by an increase.
Yep, let's do a Senate position of $1,925,000.
Followed by pay plan.
Yep.
Page 55 is the tourism core,
Core, go with the House.
followed by an
Spending authority.
increase.
Go with the governor on the spending authority, put that million back in. Then let's do an NDI here for the Juneteenth statewide at $500,000, as well as a specific Juneteenth at $250,000 for Kansas City. I've got one more NDI on this page for Black Archives at $175,000 increase, which brings that line item total to $300,000. You're welcome.
Thank you, as well as the historic 18th and Vine District. But where do we discussed the American Jazz Museum for $100,000.
It's currently in the core.
Okay,
already.
well, thank you so much. I appreciate
You
it so
bet.
much.
No problem. Sarah, whenever you're ready.
Page 56 is the film office.
House and close.
Page 57 is the Route 66 Festival.
House and close, Sarah. Sorry.
Followed by an NDI for an increase.
Yep. Governor and the House are the same on the increase. Go with the House. Close.
Page 58, Emergency Solutions Program.
House and close there.
Page 59, World Cup Marketing.
Go back with the governor on the 3 and close.
Page 60, Meet
transfer,
Missouri.
House and close.
Page 61, Meet Missouri.
House and close.
Followed by an increase.
Yep. Go with the House and close.
Page 62, Missouri Housing Trust.
House and close on the 6.5.
63, Administrative Services
House and
Corps.
close there.
Followed by the pay plan and
Pay plan
mileage.
I'm on 65.
65,
Admin service
transfer.
transfer. Everybody's the same. House and close.
66 is a legal expense fund.
Dollar. House and close. All right, next up, I've got the Department of Commerce and Insurance, Sarah, whenever you're
Page
ready.
1 is the Department of Administration Corps.
Yep. House and close.
Followed by the Director salary increase.
I'll make a special note of this director's salary increase of $416. And close on that. Take the House position, $416.
That takes us to page 3, Department of Administration transfer.
House and close on that. Everybody's the same.
Page 4 is insurance
House and
operations,
close on the core.
followed by a Director salary increase.
House and close.
That takes us to page 6, Health Insurance Counseling Corps.
House and close.
Page 7 is credit unions.
House and close.
Page 8 is finance.
House and close.
Page 9 is the S&L fund transfer.
Yep. House and close, everybody's the same.
Page 10 is the residential mortgage
Mortgage.
fund transfer.
House and close.
Page 11, S&L fund transfer to GR.
House and close.
Page 12, there's Missouri Family
Company.
Trust.
Yep. House and close on that.
Page 13 is the Professional Registration Administration Corps.
Go with the house on the core. Pay plan, mileage.
Page 14 is the State Board of Accountancy.
House and close.
Page 15 is
Architects,
architects.
landscapers, surveyors. House and close there.
Page 16
Board
is
of
Board of
Chiropractic
Chiropractor Examiners.
House and close on that.
Page 17, Cosmetology and
House
Barbers.
and close.
Page 18, Missouri Dental Board.
House and close.
Page 19 is the Board of Embalmers and Funeral
House and
Directors.
close.
Page 20,
Healing arts. House
Healing
and close.
Arts. Page 21 is
Nursing.
the Board of Nursing,
House and close.
followed by
We
the
got the
Nursing
grants.
Incentive Grants.
Yeah, the House added $1 million to the governor's recommendation, so, I mean, we can go with the House on that, $2 million. And close on that.
That takes us to page
23,
23,
Board of
Board of Optometry.
Everybody's the same, House and close.
Page 24 is the Board of Pharmacy.
Let's go with the House on the core, and I've got an NDI here for a nonprofit association to establish streamlined method of patient intervention by pharmacy at $250,000 opioid funds. All right, and close on 24. 25.
Page 25, Podiatric Medicine.
House and close.
Page 26,
Real
Missouri
estate.
Real Estate
House
Commission.
and close.
Page
Veterinary Medical
27,
Board, House and
Veterinary
close.
Board. Page 28, PR
Fund
Fund
transfer.
Transfer to GR.
House and close.
Page 29, PR Administration Transfer.
Go with the House on the core, and then let's do a Senate position on the next line. Add 1.5 million of transfer authority.
Got it.
Thank you, Sarah. And close on 29. 30.
Page 30, PR Startup Loans.
House and close, 200 grand.
31, Startup
Payback.
Loans Payback.
Yep. House and close.
32 is Manufactured
Go
Housing.
back with the governor on this one. A little over $1 million. Pay plan, mileage. And I'm on 33.
Page
Sarah.
33, Manufactured Housing.
Yep. House and close. Everybody's the same. 192,000. Office of Public Counsel. We'll go with the House on the core, and then we've got NDI for 5 FTE and 1,660,996 due to the passage of Senate Bill 4. And close on that. All right, I'm on 35.
Page 35 is the Public Service Commission Corps,
House on the core.
followed by an appropriation increase.
Yep, let's take a Senate position of 5,250,000 total appropriate authority. That'd be an increase of 3,764,387.
That's followed by another NDI for a PSE Power Mo.
Yep, go with the House on that. And then we've got another NDI for an attorney to help out with the growing number of sunshine requests at our PSC, 1 FTE, and 76,293, I believe, is the PS associated with that, Sarah. And close on 35. I'm on 37.
37 is Deaf Relay Program.
Let's do a Senate position of 495,886, and I've got an NDI here, new section 7556, the Madison County Electrical Substation at $200,000 out of the PSC funds. And that would close 37, and then we've got
38 is Legal
38.
Expense Fund.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Legal expense fund. House and close. All right, Sarah, I'm on 7, labor and industrial relations.
Page 1 is the Director and Staff Corps,
Yep. House
followed
and close on
by, sorry, go
that. Director
ahead.
salary increase.
Yes.
House and close on the 10 grand there.
Page 3 is Administrative Services Transfer
House
Corps.
and close.
Page 4 is the OA transfer.
House and close.
Page 5 is the Industrial Commission Corps.
Let's go with the house on the core, and then I got a couple of NDIs here. The rest of that page is pay plan stuff. Just the chairman's salary and pay plan to bring parity between all the commission members, and then we've also got to adjust the chief counsel salary with other divisions. I think we are are we working on those numbers right now? 'Cause
Yes.
I don't have
Yeah.
hard numbers right
Yep.
now. And then the last one would be increase 2 legal counsel positions by about $20,000 apiece, $40,000 total on that. Same area. Okay. All right, that's 5, and close on that.
Page 7 is Administrative Labor Standards.
Go with the house on the court, and then I've got an NDI for prevailing wage inspectors of $200,000 GR on 7, and close on that.
Page 9
Nine.
is On-Site Consultation Corps.
House and close, pay plan,
Page 11 is the Mining
mine
Cave
cave
Safety.
house and close,
Page 13, State Board of Mediation.
house and close on State Board of Mediation. 14, work comp.
Page 14 is Work Comp.
House and close there. We got an ALJ salary increase. Go with the house on that, 50 grand.
That takes
Second
us to page
injury
16,
fund.
Second Injury Fund.
Everybody's the same. House and close on the 75 million.
Page 17 is
Refunds,
the
500,000. House
refunds.
and close.
Page 18, Line of Duty Compensation Transfer.
House, close there.
Page 19, Line of Duty Compensation.
House and close there.
Page 20, Tort Victims Compensation.
House and close on that.
Page 21, Basic Civil Legal Services.
House and close there.
Page 22 is Administrative Employment Security.
House and close right there.
That takes us to page 24, Employment and Training Payment.
House and close. Everybody's the same at 11 million.
Page 25, Special Employment Security Fund.
House and close there.
Page 26, War on Terror.
House and close.
Page 27, Debt Offset Escrow Fund.
Yep. House and close.
Page 28, Commission on Human
House
Rights.
and close. Brings us to
Page
page 30.
MLK Junior Commission.
House and close on that.
And the Legal Expense Fund.
At $1. House and close. All right, Sarah, I'm on the Department of Public Safety.
House Bill 8. Page 1 is the Director Corps,
House and close there.
followed by
Forfeiture
a Federal
Fund.
Forfeiture Fund
Yep.
NDI,
House and close.
and then a Federal Transfer.
House there.
And then at the bottom of
Blue
page
Shield
1, top
grant.
of page 2 is an NDI.
Let's go with the governor on that. And close there.
Page 4, Crime Victim Notification.
House and close.
Page 5 is the St. Louis Police Recruitment and Retention.
Go with
Core.
the house on the core.
And
And then
then
we've
there's
got
an
the
NDI.
recruit and retention NDI. Go with the house there also. Then I got a couple of NDIs here under 8006. The Shelby County Jail at $1 million GR. Missing and murdered African American women and girls task force at 116,000 GR. Youth and Police Initiative trainer at $200,000. The school emergency notification study proposal. It's Siren GPS is what it is. $500,000 GR there. We got a CCW upgrade at $250,000. Greene County Regional Law Enforcement Center Phase 2. Technically, I think it's Phase 3, but $4 million GR. The Raytown Fire Protection District at $100,000. The Next Gen 911 at $15 million. St. Louis City Jail improvements at $3.5 million. Public Safety Recruitment and Retention Fund at $5 million transfer, and the spending authority there, Sarah. Make sure we make that note. The Retrieving Freedom Incorporated, do some work with some veterans at $500,000, and the Trenton VFW at $500,000 GR. And we'll close on those.
Perfect. Page 6, Jasper County Cybercrime Task Force added by the House.
Yep, back with the governor on that.
Page 7 is no longer needed.
Go with the House and close.
Page 8, Drug Task Forces Corps.
House and close.
Page 9, Law Enforcement Academy Scholarships Corps.
House and close. And we
Followed
got the
by the Blue Scholarship.
House and close. Blue Star
Page
Grants.
10, Blue Star Grant.
Yep, back to the governor on that and close.
Page 11 is the Culver Stockton Police Academy added by the House.
House, go with the governor on that. Close.
Page 12, Juvenile Justice Delinquency Prevention.
House and close there.
Page 13 is the Crime Prevention Program.
Go with the House on the core, and then I've got an NDI here for the Crime Prevention through Environmental Design Practitioner Training at $36,000. And close.
Page 14, School Safety Apps.
House and close.
Page 15, Local Government Safety Planning.
House and close.
Page 16 is Water Safety Program.
House and close.
Page 17 is the Narcotics Control Assistance Corps.
House and close on the core. Let's do the governor on the JAG Grant GR pickup. And close on those.
Page 18 is the 988 Public Safety Fund Transfer.
House and close there.
Page 19, Critical Incident Stress Management Corps.
House on the core. And then we've got the next line. Let's do a Senate position of $500,000 and remove the one-time designation that the House had on there. And close on that. 20.
Page 20, 988 Public Safety Fund.
House and close there.
Page 21 is no longer needed.
Transfer. House and close.
Page 22 is the World Cup.
Yep. Go back to the governor on that and close.
Page 23, Economic Distress Zone, no longer needed.
House and close there.
Page 24 is the fentanyl testing,
House and close on the core.
followed by the water testing NDI.
Yep. House and close there. And then we've also got another NDI for fentanyl testing of law enforcement agencies at $3 million. And close on 24. 25.
Page 25 is Immigration Enforcement Training.
House and close there.
Page 26 is the LIV Recovery.
Let's do a sit-in position here at $500,000. And close on that.
Page 27, MoSmart.
House and close there.
Page 28, Anti-Crime Task Forces.
House and close.
Page 29, State Cybercrimes.
House and close there.
Page 30, Funding for the Fallen.
House and close there.
Page 31, State Services to Victims.
House and close.
Page 32, Violence Against Women.
House and close.
Page 33, Crime Victims Compensation.
Fund. House and close. Witness protection transfer on 34. House and close.
Page 35 is the
Witness protection-
program.
Yep. House and close on the $2 million.
Page 36, National Forensic Improvement Program Corps.
House and close on the core. Then we got a
Followed by
grant
grant
increase. $26,000. House and the go over the same. Go with the House.
Page
Forensic
37,
Labs.
State Forensic Labs.
House and close there.
Page 38, Residential Substance Abuse.
House and close.
Page 39 is
Post-training.
Post-Training.
House and close there.
Page 40, Body-Worn Cameras Corps.
House and close there, and you got pay plan underneath that.
Page
I'm on
41 is the O'Fallon Police Center added by the House.
All right, we're going to go with the House on that $4 million for the O'Fallon Police Training Center. $42.
Are you closing on that item?
Yeah, sure, close.
Page 42 is the Ferguson Public Safety Initiative added by the House.
I'll go with the House.
Page 43, Lee Summit Joint Operations Facility added by the House.
Governor on that one.
Page 44, Lee Summit Interoperability.
Gov on that.
Page 45, Capitol Police Corps.
House and close on that.
Page 46, Highway Patrol Administration,
Go with the House.
followed by Uniform Allowance,
Yep, House
NDI,
there.
and then a Sports Wagering Enforcement.
Yeah, wouldn't that move to another section,
Yes.
82 something, 271
Yep.
something? Okay. So go with the House there because it was moved. Then we got an NDI underneath there for recruiting at $300,000. Sarah, highway funds.
Yes.
Yep. All right. That's 46. 48. Fringe benefits.
Fringe benefits
Go with
core.
the House.
Followed by an
TDCC increase. Go with the governor there.
and then the Highway Patrol pay plan
Yep.
in the middle of page 48.
Go with the House.
Page 50 is enforcement.
House and close there.
There's an NDI for public order
Again,
unit,
that was moved, I think, to another section, 8151.
followed
So
by
we
an
can go with the
NDI
House
for
on that, and then House on
firearms
the bottom.
replacement.
Yep, House on the bottom. Top of 51, uniform allowance, go with the House there.
sports
Again,
wagering enforcement NDI.
yeah, we can do the House again. It was moved to a different section, 8271, for everybody following along. And then we've got the
DDCC increase.
Go with the governor on that.
The rest of that is pay plan
Yep.
and mileage.
Yep. And then I've got a new NDI at the bottom of 52 for vehicle replacement, 1,540,448. Is that what you've got?
Correct.
Perfect. And close on that.
Page 53 is the public order program.
House and close on that, 300 grand.
Page 54,
Water
State
Patrol.
Water Patrol Corps,
House on the core.
followed by a metal patrol boat NDI.
Yep. Gov and the House are the same. Go with the House. Firearms
firearms
replacement. Go with the
replacement.
House.
Uniform
Go
allowance.
with the House.
The rest is pay plan.
Yep. 56.
Page 56 is the Highway Patrol special pay plan added by the House.
Go with the House.
Page 57 is gasoline purchase
Go with the
corps.
House. Again, the next one, sports wagering enforcement. It was moved. We can go with the House here. And then DDCC increase. Go back to the governor on that. Which brings us to
Page
58.
58 is vehicle
Vehicle
replacement corps,
replacement on the core. Go with the House.
followed by a Bearcat replacement
Bearcat
NDI.
for 300 grand. Go with the House on that. Sports wagering again moved, so go with the House. And governor on DDCC increase. And then I've got an NDI vehicle replacement, 5,730,789. Is that what you've got?
Yep.
Perfect. And close on that.
Page 59 is crime labs,
Crime labs. Go with the House on the core.
followed by an NDI for equipment.
House. Go over the same. Go with the House.
The rest
Close.
is pay plan and mileage. Page 61,
DNA testing. Go with the House on the core.
followed by an NDI.
Yep, let's go back with the governor, just an even 1.5 million, and close that, 62.
The Highway Patrol Academy,
Yep, House on the core,
followed by a uniform allowance NDI.
House and close.
The rest is pay plan and mileage. Page 64 is vehicle and driver safety corps.
Yeah, all right, I'm on 62 at the top. No, we did those two, so I'm on 64.
64
Sorry, Sarah.
is the vehicle and driver safety corps,
Yep, go with the House on the core.
followed by uniform
Go
allowance.
with the House, rest is pay plan, mileage,
66, refund unused stickers.
$100,000 worth of unused stickers. House and close.
Page 67 is technical service
Yep,
corps,
House on the core.
followed by an NDI for cloud
Cybersecurity.
services.
Yep, go with the House and the governor the same.
Then-
Uniform allowance, go with the House. Sports wagering enforcement, go with the House. And then, again, that DDCC increase, go back with the governor. Which brings us to 70.
Page 70, Highway Patrol personal equipment.
House on that. Close.
Page 71 is mental health.
Yep, we're doing a send position with NDI here at $250,000 on this mental health line. And close.
Page 72 is Highway Patrol inspection fund transfer.
House and close on that.
Page 73 is alcohol and tobacco control
House
corps.
and close.
Page 75, refund unused stickers.
House and close there.
Page 76, fire safety administration corps,
Go with the House on the core.
followed by a boiler inspector NDI.
Yep, go with the House on the NDI, and then we need to add just a little bit of authority on that and round it up to $350,000. Sarah, on that spending authority and close, and I've got a couple of NDIs here for Boiler Vessels Fund additional authority, that's the $350,000 I just mentioned. The Mobile Structural Fire Training Unit at $760,000, and another couple of vehicle replacements at $233,000, $233,500. Is that what you've got?
Yes.
GR on that one? Perfect. Thank you. And close on those.
Page 78,
78.
Fire Safe Cigarette Program.
House and close.
Page 79, Firefighter Training.
House and close on that.
Page 80, Fire Department Grants added by the House.
House and close there.
Page 81, Conception Volunteer Fire Department.
Go back to the governor on that.
Page 82, Graham Fire Department.
Gov on that.
Page 83, Admin and Service to Veterans.
Back to the House on that.
Page 84 is
Oh, Senator Williams.
I wasn't sure if I overlooked it. Did we have, was there an NDI or maybe a line item for Veterans Housing Project?
that'd be the
There was
next
one, though.
the next
Okay.
page.
We're getting one.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
Yep.
Thank you.
All good. Sarah, I'm on the top of 84.
Page 84, Veterans Housing Assistance.
Look at that. Look at that. Let's go with the House on the core. You bet. And then the House at the middle of the page, 1.5. And then I've got a couple of NDIs here for the Welcome Home Community for Vets at $1 million GR, the Temporary Veterans Housing, also $1 million GR, and then the Veterans Advantage Urgent Care at $500,000. And close on those.
Page 85 is Patriot Place.
Go with the House on the 175 and close.
Page 86, World War
World War
I
I.
Memorial Corps.
House and close.
We've got an NDI for the
Another
fund,
200,000. House and close.
and then another NDI for the
For
memorial.
$2 million. House and close on 85. Veterans Initiative, core, everybody's the
Page
same.
87.
House and close.
Page 88, Service Officer Program.
House and close.
Page 89 is Veterans Homes,
Yes, house and close.
followed by two NDIs that were not recommended.
House and close on both of them.
That takes us to page 91, Veterans Homes Overtime,
Go with the house on the core, everybody's the same.
and then an NDI that was not recommended.
Right. House,
Page 92, Homes and Cemeteries.
house and close there.
Page 93, Veterans Homes Transfer on the core.
House on the core.
There's
We've
an
got
NDI for the
transfer NDI
solvency.
for 10 million. House and close there.
And a Veterans
Reinvestment.
Reinvestment Transfer.
Everybody's the same. Go with the house. Go with the house and close on that. I'm on 95.
Page
Sarah.
95 is the Transfer Out of
Transfer
Homes
13
Fund.
million. House and close.
Page 96 is the Gaming Commission Core.
House on the core and close that. Then we have
Followed by an
compulsive gaming,
NDI.
E&E, house and close there. And then I've got an NDI on the Problem Gaming app at $850,000 at the bottom of that page. Sarah. All right, Sarah, I'm on 97.
Page 97, Gaming Commission Fringes Core,
Yep, house and close there.
followed by Sports Wagering Enforcement NDI,
House and close on that.
and then the High Patrol Pay
Pay
Plan.
plan, house and close there.
Page 98 is Sports Wagering Enforcement.
House and close there.
Page 99, Gaming Division Refunds.
House and close on that.
Page 100, Bingo Division Refunds.
House and close on that core.
Page 101, Gaming Proceeds for Education Refunds.
House and close on the 50 grand. Sports wagering
102,
proceeds for
sports
education,
wagering.
a little over $1 million. House and the gov the same. Go with the house.
Page 103, Horse Rating Breeders
Justin
Fund.
Brown Breeders' Cup. House and close there.
104, Vets Commission CI Trust Transfer.
11 million. House and close. She's not even in here.
Page,
He had a lot of meetings today.
A lot of meetings.
He had a lot of
Busy
meetings
guy.
today.
All right. Sorry. 105 National Guard transfer. Go with the house on the 4 million.
page 106, Access Missouri Financial Assistance Transfer.
Yep. House and close there. Compulsive gambling transfer. They're the same. House and close there. You got a compulsive gambling transfer in the middle of page 107. Go with the house on that 5 million.
108 is
We can go with the
SEMA
house
Corps.
on this. This moved again, right, Sarah, to section 8316.
The additional FTE did, the NDI did,
Right.
yes.
Right. So, house there. All right.
Would you like to go with the house on the core as
Yep,
well?
yep.
Got it.
I'm
Page
on
110.
DMAT. House and close there. Middle of the page, additional FTE. Go with the House there.
Page 111, Task Force 1 Funding Core,
House on the core.
and then an NDI for exercise.
That's fine. House there. And then we've got equipment going back with the governor on the last line there on 111. And
Page
close on.
112 is Merck distributions.
Let's go with the House there. Is that the same as the governor?
Page 113 is a GR transfer.
Not recommended. House and close there.
Page 114 is SEMA grants,
House on the core.
followed by an NDI for
Resiliency
ag
grants.
resiliency.
Gov and House are the same. Go with the House. And
Takes us
then
to page 116,
legal
legal
expense.
expense.
House and close. Actually, I'll be honest with you. Since the accounting system is so tacky, I'm thinking about and giving our folks those retirement lives. They're gonna do things with their kids. Is the thing still busted? Yeah. So, here. That's what they're doing. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we can do this and that. We're equipped for today. Well, here's the other. Here's the other thing is that we gotta go sit down here. You get your jacket to make more. That didn't work out too well, did it? Doesn't say for what. Oh, that's true. It's gonna be fast. Still down? Well, that's what Dave says. They're down there trying to do it on Excel. Yes, it's the thing that doesn't work. Yeah, it's insane. And they're all mad at me because I just yanked their money out. But you know what? That's insane. Like, we got $60 million and something that doesn't work. And they want another 190. No, actually, this group doesn't even go up. No, obviously not. All right, you gotta get this over with. All right, Sarah, I'm on the National Guard.
Page 1, Administration Core,
House and close on the core.
followed by Fiscal Accountability NDI.
House and close.
Towards the bottom of the page, there's a state active duty funding.
House and close there.
In the bottom of page 1, top of page 2 is another NDI for.
Public
that was not
relations.
recommended.
Yep. House
In the
and
middle
close
of
there, and then
page 2 is the public relations specialist.
go with Gov on that.
And then the
Salary,
salary.
house, close.
followed by pay plans. Page 4, governor deployment. This is no longer needed.
Right, house and close.
Page 5 is the readiness center improvements added by the House.
Go with the governor.
Page 6 is the National Guard Trust Fund core.
House and close on the core.
There's an NDI for veteran service payment,
House and close on that.
followed by pay plans. Page 8, USS Missouri M&R.
House and close.
Page 9 is the Vets Recognition Program core.
House and close there.
Page 10 is field support.
House and close there.
Page 11, armory rentals.
House and close.
Page 12 is military family relief.
House and close.
Page 13, training site revolving fund.
House and close.
Page 14, contract services core,
House and close on the core.
followed by MOSWIN radio NDI,
Radio, house and close.
followed by mailroom
Go
assistant
back to
NDI.
gov on that.
The rest is pay plan.
Yep.
That takes us to page 16, air search and rescue,
House and close there.
and the legal expense fund.
Let's go with the house. And close. All right, Sarah, the last book that I've got on House Bill 9 is
Corrections.
corrections.
Page 1 starts their Office of the Director staff core.
Let's do a Senate position here and reallocate 303,760 of PS and 5 FTE from 9190 for the staff that were inadvertently entered into this movers. I guess we can still call it a system, even if it. Do you have a blank page you're going to show me on your computer, Adam? Error 404 not found.
Does the
That's
Constitution make
awesome.
exceptions for that?
That's awesome. Okay, that's a Senate position there on the top and close.
Middle of the page is Amachi NDI.
Yep, go with the house there and close. And then new section 9009, new offender management system on a statewide engagement platform is 6.3 million GR. Sarah, at the bottom of page 1. And close on that.
Page 3, Office of Professional Standards core.
Core, no changes. Go with the house and close.
Page 4 is the reentry core.
House and close there.
On page 5 is the KC reentry program.
Yeah, let's go with the house on the core. And then I've got an NDI here for pilot program reentry for 1.3 million GR. Sarah?
Yes.
All right. That's the bottom of 5.
That
And
takes
close
us-
that. 6.
Page 6 is low risk supervision.
Go with the house.
Page 7 is the federal and other programs.
House here on the core.
Page 8, improving community treatment services.
Everybody's the same at 6 million. Go with the house. Population
Page
growth
9,
pool.
population growth pool.
House and close. Restitution
10.
payments. House and close.
Page 11, telecommunications, no
House.
changes.
And close.
Page 12, DHS staff, no changes.
House and close here.
Page 13, general services, no changes.
House and close.
Page 14, fuel and utility, no changes.
House and close there.
15, food
Food,
purchases, no
house and close there.
changes.
Staff training on 16.
No changes.
House and close.
Page
Employee health and
17,
safety.
no
Everybody's the
changes.
same. House and close.
Page 18,
Overtime.
overtime, no changes.
House and close.
Page 19, institutional
E&E.
E&E pool, no
House
changes.
and close on the core. Then you got the electronic offender. Let's go with the gov on the middle of the page 19. Governor. And close on that.
Page 20, DAI staff, no changes.
House and close there.
Page 21, wage and discharge costs, no
House.
changes.
And close there.
Page 22 begins our institutions. There's a couple of NDIs that are kind of scattered throughout the institutions. If you want to do the institution score as a whole, we can, and then,
Normally that's what we do.
yes.
Right. That's fine. So let's do, the core is going to be house position.
Then we have
Right.
a restrictive housing staff
Right.
NDI.
Go back with the governor on those.
And a
the
max
maximum
security stipend.
Go back with the governor on those.
The only other NDI throughout the institutions is on page 26.
26. Yep.
And it's for the nursery program.
So we go house on the core, obviously there, prison nursery program, and then they did a fund switch, right?
Yes.
$168,000, that's fine, go with the house on that.
That takes us to page 61. That's doors staff.
Yep. All right, let's do a Senate position here at the top of 61 to reallocate 303,760, and those are those 5 FTE from 9005 from the director's office, right, Sarah?
Yes.
Got it.
And then under
Yep,
the
top of
core
61.
is an NDI for contract compliance
Yep,
specialist.
House, Gov, Department are all the same, 103,000, go with the house on that.
Takes us to page 63, medical services core.
Go with the house on the core, everybody's the same.
There's an increase for the healthcare
There's
contract.
an increase? Yeah, go with the house on that, 20 million.
There's also an NDI for the
Well, they never
MAT
go down.
expansion.
Do what?
There's
Sorry.
also an NDI for the MAT expansion.
Yep, go with the house on that, 3.9.
That takes us to page 64.
Substance use recovery, go
No
with the house
changes to
on
the
the
core.
core.
There's a contract increase
Again.
NDI.
Yep, go with the house on that, 3.4 million. Drug testing, toxicology, I'm on the top of 65.
No
everybody.
changes to the core.
Go with the house on that.
Followed by
Supply
an increase.
270,000, go with the house.
Page
Educational
66,
services,
education services, no
everybody's the same.
changes.
Go with the house.
Page 67, vocational enterprises, no changes to the
House
core.
there.
Followed by an
Spending
authority increase.
6 million, house.
Page 69, P&P staff, no changes to the core.
House there.
Followed by an NDI for the
Debt
debt offset escrow.
Escrow, yep, go with the house there. I'm on page 71.
Transition Center of St. Louis, no changes to the core.
Go with the house there.
72 is the Transition Center of Kansas City, no changes.
House and close.
Page 73 is the Command Center, no
Command center, go with
changes.
the house, everybody's the same.
Page 74, Community Corrections, no changes to the
Everybody's at a
core.
million there, and then we got an increase underneath at 700,000. Go with the house on both of those on 74 and close that. Electronic monitoring, go with the house on 75 and close that.
Page 76, Community Supervision Centers, no changes to the core.
Let's go with the house in the core, and I've got an NDI here for Vernon County Community Supervision Center at 8 million GR, right?
Yep.
And close on 76.
Page 77, Parole Board, no changes.
Go with the house on that and close the core.
Page 78, Cost
Criminal
in Criminal
cases.
Cases, no changes to the core.
Bless you. House and close on the core.
And
We're
there's
going
an NDI.
back with the governor on the jail reimbursement. 79.
Feminine Hygiene, no
House
changes.
and close.
Page 80, Offender Community Monitoring.
Gov and close.
Page 81 is the
Canteen
canteen.
fund. Go with the house and close.
Page 82 is the Hoot Cell
Seal
settlement.
settlement. House and close.
And the Legal Expense Fund.
Go with the house and close right there. All right, we're going to call it quits for today. I mean, I'm not going to just completely belabor the point here, but the fact that our appropriation staff is downstairs trying to write these bills now in an Excel document because of a software system that isn't keeping up with the times is a little bit problematic in my opinion. So we will come back in tomorrow morning. What time? 9 o'clock? So let's come back in. We'll start on House Bill 10 tomorrow, 9 o'clock in the morning, and then I'll remind everybody we've got 100-ish pages of language that we've also got to get through. So be happy to have any conversations with anybody this evening on that. But we'll finish up the operating bills tomorrow morning and then get through language and flex also tomorrow. So That'll end the hearing for today. Thanks for hanging in there, everybody.
A lot easier.